Some places hold grief. Others hold secrets. But the Redgate Mortuary held something worse. It held the dead. And sometimes, they refused to stay dead. Elias had just started his night shift as a mortuary assistant. It was a quiet, thankless job, preparing bodies for funerals, logging records, watching the cameras, and making sure nothing moved. Redgate was an old facility, built in 1897, partially underground, with stone walls and iron doors. Most avoided it. Rumors swirled for years about screams at midnight, shadows passing in front of locked cold chambers, bodies found smiling. Elias didn't believe any of that. Not yet. His shift started at 10 p.m. He clocked in, grabbed his coffee, and settled into the viewing room where families said their final goodbyes. It was silent, dimly lit, and smelled faintly of disinfectant and dried roses, just the way he liked it. Around 12:43 a.m., the lights flickered. Nothing unusual, just old wiring, he told himself. But then, the security monitor blinked. Camera 4, the cold storage bay, showed movement. A toe tag was fluttering. There was no draft in there. He stared, waiting for the screen to settle. Nothing happened. Until the toe tag lifted again, like someone was breathing. He checked the body log. Chamber 4 had just one occupant, Richard Kane, 67, heart attack, no signs of trauma. He had died peacefully. But now, his tag was dancing like wind chimes in a storm. Elias headed downstairs with a flashlight. The hallway was colder than usual, the kind of cold that settles into your teeth. He opened Chamber 4. Richard's body lay still, pale, hands crossed, mouth shut. But something was wrong. His eyes were wet, like he had just cried. Elias checked vitals, flat, no pulse, no breath. He took a step back and slipped, his shoe landing in a puddle beneath the table. Red. It wasn't water, but there were no wounds on the body, no leaks, no blood. He looked again, and now Richard's mouth was open. A low gurgling sound filled the room, as if someone was trying to speak with lungs full of water. Elias ran upstairs, heart pounding. He tried calling his supervisor. No signal. He checked the monitor again. Now every camera was off, except one. Camera 6, the embalming room. It showed the metal table, and someone standing beside it. But Elias was the only person in the building. He leaned closer to the screen. The figure looked like a mortician, but its back was arched unnaturally, neck twisted sideways. It wore the old Redgate uniform, the kind retired 30 years ago. It held a scalpel in one hand. Then it turned toward the camera. No face. Just skin stretched over where eyes and a mouth should be. The screen went black. Then came the whisper over the building intercom, a voice that hadn't been active in years. Prepare the body. He froze. The room temperature plummeted. His coffee cracked from the cold. He moved to the breaker room. Maybe the system was shorting. Maybe this was explainable. Inside, all the fuses were intact, except one had melted. Room 2B, the cremation chamber. He hadn't entered that room all week. Still, he opened the door. Ashes swirled unnaturally, as if caught in a vortex. The air smelled burnt, but not like wood, like hair, skin, bone. In the center of the room, someone had drawn a circle in ash. Inside it, names scratched into the stone floor. All staff, all former employees. And the last name, just recently added in jagged, fresh letters. Elias. He stumbled back, shaking. The lights overhead flickered again and went out. Total darkness. He used his phone flashlight. The beam barely pushed through the pitch black. Somewhere in the hallway, a metal tray fell. Footsteps echoed. Not hurried. Heavy. Deliberate. Coming closer. He locked himself in the office. Grabbed the emergency phone. Dialed 911. Static. Then, a voice on the other end. Deep. Distorted. Tag him. He dropped the receiver. From under the office door, shadows spilled in. Like smoke. Like they were alive. On the wall, all the photos of past funerals began to peel off one by one. As each hit the ground, the people in the photos, their eyes vanished. Just black, empty sockets. The door handle turned slowly. Elias backed into the corner, shaking, breath ragged. The door opened. Standing there was Richard Kane, pale, mouth wide. And behind him, dozens more, former residents of Redgate. They stared at Elias, not with hate, with hunger. They moved forward. He screamed, awe, mourning. The next shift arrived at 6 a.m. They found no Elias. Only a trail of bloody footprints leading from Chamber 4 to the embalming room. His name had been added to the system manually, logged as deceased at 3:13 a.m. Cause of death, unknown. And inside Chamber 4 now lay a new body. Tag attached. Elias Wren, And his mouth? Still open, still whispering, "Prepare the body."